Good morning and happy Wednesday. Actually, it's like 3 p.m. I don't know if you can see the clock back there. Anyway, I'm just getting out of bed. These naps after work are fucking with my sleep schedule. And so I just had coffee, just had a bowl of oatmeal, and I am going on a little adventure today. But before I get into the video, I want to make it abundantly clear that I am in support of the Palestinian people, free Palestine, and Israeli apartheid. I'm Jewish, I am Black, I am gay, I grew up poor. I denounce anti-Semitism and racism and oppression in all forms. And Palestinians have been undergoing an ethnic cleansing, fucking genocide by the Israeli militant apartheid government for decades. And if you don't see that, I feel really sorry for you, but I want to make it unquestionable if you're on this channel where I stand. I support freedom. I support Palestinians in their fight. Free Palestine. As you know, I currently have a 2021 launch edition Polestar 2. I have been trying to wait for the Polestar 4, which doesn't come out until late next year. Polestar actually just sent out an email that was like, get ready for the Polestar 4 exclusive content. And I opened the email and there was like some pictures and a video of it driving around. I'm like, cute. Like, of course they're trying to make sure that people are staying interested in it and going to commit to buying one when it is released. But I live in Atlanta now. Public transit here barely exists. And so if I'm going to go a year without a car to wait for the Polestar 4, it needs to be a really enticing package. And I've yet to see specific US-based specs, pricing, packages, all of that. So as much as I would love to wait, I don't know if I can. Therefore, I put a $750 deposit down on the Kia EV9 SUV. So I used to drive a Kia. I actually had a Kia Optima Hybrid prior to buying the Polestar 2. It was no fuss. I think for value to features, it was pretty amazing. I got decent gas mileage. It was 30 something miles to the gallon, I believe. I mean, I was living in LA, so you're short stints, terrible traffic. That was pretty good. Sound system was great. It was Harman Kardon. Looks wise, it was ahead of its time isn't the right phrase, but I thought that after 3 years, it had aged well. And I think Kia is doing an incredible job in the electric vehicle landscape. I considered the EV6, but seeing them on the road now after a year or so of them being out, they just look a little funky to me. Like the proportions don't look exactly as I would have liked them to. Hyundai obviously has the Ioniq 5. I was considering the Ioniq 6, but the interior is a little too bland for me. I've never owned an SUV before, and honestly, when the Kia EV9 was announced, I remember looking it up and watching videos, and I was like, I don't need a fucking 6-seat, 7-seat SUV. But now that I need a car in the next like 2 months when my lease ends, I was like, you know what? For 75 grand, the bang for your buck that you get is pretty amazing. Kia just opened up reservations this week, $750 down to hold one. The dealership called me and they were like, you're one of the first. We'll let you know when it gets here. Should be December, but we'll keep you posted. The Kia EV9 demo unit, I don't think it's drivable. I think it's just in the showroom. They've been moving it around different dealers in the United States. It's been in Atlanta for a couple of days. So I'm driving west to Calavan, Kia. It's about 15 miles, I think, west of my house. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to film in there. Again, I don't think it's drivable. I just think it's in the showroom and it's a demo model, so I don't know what will be accessible. Okay, gosh, I'm really trying my best to make these videos like 10 minutes or less because I can be pretty chatty. I feel like I'm already at like 7 minutes, so let me get dressed and we can go to the Kia dealership in Atlanta to see the EV9. Kisses! So right now I'm in the very back of the 6-row configuration, which is the one I ordered. Actually, let me start there. So I ordered the GT line, the one that's about 75 grand, comes with all the bells and whistles. The only thing I didn't add were for the second row of seats, there is a comfort package that allows the second row of seats to recline, and there's a leg rest. The front two seats have the recline relaxation mode with the leg rests already, but I didn't want to pay an extra. I think it's like $2 or $3 grand for the second row to happen as well. Second row already comes with ventilated and heated seats, really comfortable. So I just didn't, I don't need the extra expense. If you want to sit in relax mode, you can sit in the passenger seat. As far as space back here, so I'm about 6'1", and the second row seat could be moved up a little bit, as could the front passenger seat. So I'm 6'1", headroom is totally fine. My knees are like up against the back. I can kind of get by. I think the rear, the third row of seats can actually move back and recline a little bit, but again, I don't have a key, so I'm gonna try to find a key and see if I can get the electronics working. As far as amenities go, there's USB-C, there's the recline button, which these don't work. A couple of cup holders. Quality is really good. I do like the color scheme. I went for the black and gray, but yeah, I wish that I could turn this thing on. The second row is much more spacious. I mean, my current seat is probably as far back as it could go. With that, somebody of my height, I'm 6'1", would not be able to fit behind me, but I'm really comfortable behind the driver, and that's basically my seating position at 6'1". So plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom, shoulder room is great. You can move the seat forward and back from here, which I love. Again, doesn't work because the key's not in here and there's no power. USB-C on both seats as well. Also has manual sunshades on both sides. I don't know if I can actually do this. There we go. Easy. So unfortunately the battery is dead, so I can't really test any of the infotainment or functionality there. Can't even open the trunk because it's electric as well. So really all I can speak to is the comfort. It's really comfortable. So the driver's seat is pretty far back. It's not like the right driving position, so I'd probably want the seat to go back a little bit more and the seat back to be up a bit. Comfort-wise, again, compared to the Polestar 2, like really cushiony, good seating position. It's a big fucking car. Obviously compared to the Polestar 2, this is it's a 3-row SUV, but overall, like, it doesn't feel too big though. It doesn't feel like I'm driving a fucking tank. It feels like the right size. I do love the cup holder design. It's a little quirky, it's fun, if not over designed. The storage here isn't the biggest. There is a back seat storage compartment in the middle with a little pull-out tray. That's actually really cool. I will post a photo of that. And I like that the sunroofs both have sunshades. The Polestar 2 doesn't, although the front seat sunshade is manual, which I thought was really interesting considering the price of the vehicle. Now, you all know I have long nails, and I am always focused on whether or not the switches are accessible to people with long nails. Most car designers don't consider this, and I can say that all of the switch gear in here, from the infotainment and the window switches, are really easy for me to access considering the length of my nails. I do like that the side has the switches for the heated and cooled seats and the massage function. Overall, everything is really functional. And as far as the wheels go, I mean, they're kind of ugly. They're 21 inches. I think they fit the quirkiness, but Polestars are way sexier, in my opinion. All right, well, considering I can't show you jack shit because the car's dead, let's just get the fuck out of here. Meanwhile, here's my loaner Polestar 2, since mine has been in the shop for 3 weeks, but that's another fucking story, isn't it? Well, this video is going to be way shorter than I anticipated, but I'm actually proud of myself that I had the confidence and the courage to film with a bunch of people. Usually when I film, I'm like, I want to be isolated and in private because I'm embarrassed or whatever, but I just and I was still kind of a little timid when I was filming in there because it was busy. People are buying Kias today, but nevertheless, it's a bummer that the display car is just kind of like a demo unit. It didn't turn on. No screens, couldn't turn the headlights on, couldn't even open the trunk or the charging port because it's dead, basically. Couldn't even move the seats back and forth. I wanted to talk more about space in the third and second row. Overall, I'm impressed with the offering. I mean, shit, for the loaded model to be $75 out the door, No taxes. I think that includes like destination fees, but no taxes or anything. But like 75 for a fully loaded, cushy, comfortable 270 miles is Kia's estimate, but I believe Car and Driver just did their 75 miles per hour highway range test, and I believe they got 240. Overall, really impressed with the offering. It's, you know, when you go look at something shiny and new and you're like, I could go either way, and then you touch it and you see it in the showroom with all the lights and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna buy this car. We'll see. I put the money down. They're gonna hit me up when it gets there. I'm hoping that before then they have a model that they'll let me film that turns on, and that I can move the seats around and do a full in-depth review. There's already a bunch of like in-depth reviews online already for the EV9. However, I brought my USB-C cable. I wanted to plug my phone in and like connect to CarPlay and see if it is wireless, because it seems we don't know that yet. There was a gentleman in there who was like being really nice and trying to help, and you know, he went to get the key, but he sat in the car, but the key didn't do anything because it's dead. But I will come back with another video when I hear more about the delivery. I'm still considering making a video about my Polestar 2 experience. I'm in the loaner right now. I miss my yellow seat belts, the sexy seat belts. I've had this car from Hertz for going on 3 weeks. Yep, that's another story. I'm not going to get into that. If you're interested in seeing more about my Kia EV9 journey, like, subscribe, let me know in the comments what you want to see. Car buying is so, like, it's actually kind of fun for me because I've had so many different cars in my life and I know the process. However, I wish that I could hold out and wait for the Polestar 4, but being in Atlanta for a year or an unknown amount of time until the 4 comes out, or taking advantage of Polestar's brand new flexible lease program that they basically created for people like me whose lease is ending. And the terms of it are, they'll put you in a brand new Polestar 2. I think this starts in November of this year, 2023. They'll put you in a Polestar 2. It's a flexible lease, so you have to sign a 2-year contract. As long as you make 5 payments, you can bail out of the lease after 5 payments, which in theory, like, that would work great for me, right? Like, I just lease the car until the 4 comes out and then I give it back and I get in the 4. But flexible lease, the payments are probably going to be pretty fucking high. I'm going to guess $1,000 a month. Also, when I terminate the lease, I'm sure there's a ridiculous termination fee. It's $400 now when my lease is up for the full 36-month, like the lease termination fee to give the car back. So for a flexible lease and only giving it back after 6, 7, whenever the 4 comes out, I'm sure it's going to be way more than $400. And so my dilemma is go a year without a car and just save that money, which is my intention, or get something that's on the market or will be on the market when my lease ends the 31st of December. And right now the Kia EV9 is the one that is kind of tickling my balls right now. What would you do? What should I do? I think I already know what I'm going to do, but I want to know what you want me to do. With that, Queers and Steers is done for the day. I'm going to go look at some vintage furniture. I'm going to a march for Palestine peace tomorrow, at the Israeli consulate, I believe it is, here in Atlanta. There was already a march, a peaceful march for Gaza and Palestine yesterday, I believe, and like fucking Atlanta police were all over it, as they were, like, for no fucking reason. Like, there was I was watching videos, there were like so many cops. Atlanta police are probably just as bad, if not worse, than cops in Los Angeles. Maybe not on par with New York in sheer volume, but like, it's probably pretty close. I fucking hate it here. Anyway, it's been a lovely day. Got to spend 20 minutes at Kia. Talk to you soon. Bye.